Basketball is back, and the Full Court Press Pod is here. We got Kins, LJ, Taft in the studio. Guys, how does it feel to be here?
We're back, baby.
Let's go.
We're so back.
Opening day. We're gonna get into it, y'all. It's been a wild little first day of the season. There's been some events that take place that we're gonna talk about later on, but I'm ready for it though.
Yeah, a lot of drama in the off season. It was a shortened off season, so we've had basketball. We had it over the summer, and it's already back. October 19th was opening night, and what better way to start? You had the four best teams in the NBA, or at least the teams with the four best odds to win it all. Nets and Bucks, Warriors, Lakers. Where do you want to start?
You know, I think before we get into the games, we have some drama to address in this great city of Philadelphia.
Yeah, we got a Philly girl here too, so I want to see where her attack is.
Yeah, this feels a little personal. It's been a little emotional. It's been an emotional roller coaster, to say the least. Ben Simmons is really putting on a show for all of us, including everyone in the NBA.
Yeah,
It's definitely been the story of the offseason, and it was the story of the postseason because he basically lost them that Game 7 against the Hawks in the Eastern Conference semis. It was a story of the offseason because everyone wanted him gone in Philly.
Let's recap that shit real quick, bro.
And now it's still the story, and we're already 4 months past it.
I'm sick of talking. It's like the Kyrie Irving thing. Like you're sick of talking about it, but you have to talk about it because it's just what's happening. I mean, he gets fined $3K a day for missing practice. Not a big deal. He gets fined $360K for missing preseason games, and now he's suspended. And it's just like, I don't know what he is expecting to happen. I think what the Sixers are doing, I think they're going to wait until December 15th. You have a couple options. I think what they're doing is waiting. They can't get what they want for him right now. So they're waiting until, these teams that think they're the best team in the league, they think they don't need him. They're waiting until 17, 18 games in the season when these teams aren't doing as well as they thought. Now they're like, oh, maybe we should take a shot on Simmons, maybe. So I think they're going to wait this guy out for over a month and wait for teams to come crawling back and be like, you know what, Sacramento's like, oh, maybe I want him now. Spurs, maybe, even Minnesota.
Yeah.
So I think they're waiting it out, and I think it's going to be a really awkward wait for the next month and a half.
No, I agree. Something about it just feels kind of like almost high schoolish, if that makes sense. Like, you don't really hear about NBA players getting kicked out of practice, right? I mean, that's something that happens in high school, and I think at this point, everybody's kind of fed up with Ben. Like, it's time for him just to move on.
Oh, yeah.
But there were reports, I think Windhorst put this out, and he was like, the Sixers want a all-star caliber for him, which is just absurd to ask for at this point. You're not going to get an all-star caliber player for Ben Simmons anymore. Like,
not with this drama.
Yeah.
It's just a tough situation because say he refuses to play, you can void the contract if with refusal to play, but you void the contract, now he's a free agent, now he can do whatever he wants. So it's like you're in this really tough situation of how do you handle what the hell is going on. I mean, it's similar to like an injury, waiting for an injury. Like Ertz thought he was leaving the Eagles, and then he didn't, but then the minute someone else got...
Philly reference.
I'm just saying, and then someone else gets hurt, and now Ertz is looking, more appealing to other teams when they're missing that role on their team.
Yeah,
I could see, a point guard gets hurt, now these teams are interested in Simmons. So I think it'll be a waiting game. I think it's going to be a really awkward waiting game, but...
It will be.
I don't think things are happening soon.
Worst case scenario for the 76ers, they need to get rid of Simmons, and no one wants him because of the drama that he's created. I think the Sixers could use Ben Simmons if it was different circumstances, but with everything that they've been through, and just with this recent drama of him getting kicked out of practice, it's just time for him to go. And it might take some sacrificing from their front office.
It's different because players will hold out on terms of money, contract deals. This isn't about money. I mean, he's getting paid as much as he can get paid. It's just he literally doesn't want to be in Philadelphia.
That's exactly what it is.
It's such a like if it was about money, players get it. Players are like, you do your business, I'll do my business. Like, fine. But it's not even about money. He literally is just like, I don't want to be here.
And it's to a point where, like, even the guy that he came in with the trusted process is, like, already giving up on him. Like,
he wouldn't even say his name.
Exactly. It's very in the press conference.
I don't care about this man.
Until Embiid is just, like,
he's done with him.
Hey, man.
Time to move on for Philly.
Get out of Philly right now.
All right, looking over to the games from last night, I mean, two star-studded matchups, especially starting off in Milwaukee. Nets, Bucks. You had KD and James Harden going at it versus Giannis, who is on the throne right now of the NBA, and Milwaukee kind of gave him the business.
No, for sure. Y'all don't know this, but Giannis is like my second favorite player after Russell. I like players that are like physically imposing like on other teams, and Giannis definitely does that.
Oh, yeah.
He came out, I think he had like 13 points, 8 boards in the first half of the first quarter. Like, that's crazy. And he pinned, I think Nicholas Claxton, he pinned his shot on the backboard. I was in my bedroom going fucking crazy, and I like what I see from the Bucks last night.
Yeah.
Drew Holiday played pretty well. One thing I will say is I would like for their role players to play a little bit better. I mean, but that'll come with time. It's only game 1 of 82, so I'm not going to overreact just yet.
It was like a kind of a quiet first quarter. It was like compared to like the Lakers Warriors game, it seemed like they had a little more rust to shake off.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the Nets just simply weren't playing good basketball. They just couldn't shoot. They couldn't make shots. They got just outscored and outrun. But, I mean, they came back a little scrappier in the second quarter, I thought. Put more numbers on the board.
Yeah, this is a way too early like accusation. But Steve Nash, from what I've seen yesterday, I don't know how they win a ring with Steve Nash as their coach. And this is like way too early, right? But, I mean, not playing Bruce Brown until quarter 4, like, he was arguably the Nets' 4th best player after the Big Three last year. And for him only to get 6 minutes
Bruce Brown was clutch in the playoffs.
Yeah, for him to only get 6 minutes of PT is nuts. Patty Mills, though.
I was about to say, you know, had himself a night. It was Mr. Patty Mills.
7 threes.
And a little Australia action coming out of him.
Yeah, I like those.
I love to see games like this because I think a lot of people are kind of against the Nets because they're such a super team, and Milwaukee just continues to prove that they can do it without having three All-Stars. I mean, outside of Giannis, Chris Middleton will have his moments, but I mean, the Bucks are just an all-around, fundamentally sound team that continues to win, and by beating the Nets by 23 last night, I get it, Kyrie wasn't playing, but I still think it's a statement for Milwaukee to say that wasn't a one-hit wonder and that they're going to be one of the top teams once again this year.
Agreed. Yeah.
And moving on, the game after, I mean, just 2 back-to-back great games. As us 3 in the room, I know we loved it as NBA fans, and I know our listeners did as well. Warriors and Lakers, is it time to panic on the new super team in LA?
No, let's calm down.
Let's break this down, LJ. Let's break it down. Let's talk about your guys' 8 points.
Let's talk about it. So, Russell Westbrook goes on this little tour every year. From October to, like, January, he plays bad. Like, he's down bad, horrendously bad. And then he, like, out of nowhere, just, like, starts averaging 30-point triple-doubles every night for, like, 2 months. And then when the playoffs come, he kind of, like, dips back and settles in. But anytime I see the Westbrook versus Curry matchup, I always got to tune in. Because I hate Curry, yo. I fucking hate Curry. I mean, look, I won't say that, but
There's not much to hate about that guy.
Beautiful family, nice guy.
Has nothing to do with basketball, though.
North Carolina native.
See, that's North Carolina bias coming in, though. You know what I'm saying? But it's Steph Curry.
You don't like him because he's good. He's done something to your teams in the past because he doesn't.
But is he though?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
We'll have that argument at a later time, but.
I mean, if you talk about last night, the Westbrook versus Curry.
No, it was bad. It was
bad.
It was just outright bad. I mean, only 8 points and 5 assists, whatever. LeBron and AD though put up 30+ each.
Yeah, they went off.
It's a really good game. I like to see that out of LeBron, him being aggressive right out the gate. I mean, that's really good to see.
Yeah. That game was notably more aggressive out the gate than the Nets Bucks Nets Bucks game.
Yeah, that's fair. I think AD definitely proved a lot after coming off not a great year. I mean, he was banged up all last year, but I mean, to have in 39 minutes he had 33 points, 11 boards. That's pretty solid numbers from AD, and that's a good sign if you're an LA fan.
Him and LeBron combined 67 points, and then after that, Russell with 8. And the Lakers talk about having this really deep bench in this lineup, and you have 2 players scoring 67 of your points. I mean, that's a.
Here's the thing about AD. is when AD wants to be aggressive, he's a top 5 player in this league. When he stays healthy, he's the top 5 player in this league. But the problem is, even last night he scored 30+, but I still saw him settle for jump shots. And it's like, yes, you can shoot, but you're more dominant when you take it to the basket.
Yeah, you can tell he doesn't trust his post game enough.
I don't know if it's because he's scared of injury or it's because he just, I don't know. I really don't know.
I mean, that's a factor of the NBA that's not part of all sports, you know? Like, you have so many games, it's like you need to conserve yourself. I mean, it's game 1. What's the point of throwing it all out there?
Yeah, when the big lights are on, I mean, the thing about the NBA is that there's so many games that players can easily just, like, take it easy for a few games, like a random weeknight, and they do. Load management, we've seen in the past few years. Season opener, you're going to go all out. ESPN, or who had it, TNT last night, those players were playing about as hard of basketball as you will see them play until the playoffs. And that's why it was so fun to watch.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely expecting guys like LeBron, AD, probably even KD to kind of take their foot off the gas pedal a little bit in games going forward, which sucks to see, and that's one problem I kind of have with the NBA. But last night we got a full taste of what we can expect to see from them as the season goes on.
I mean, the Lakers clearly have some things to figure out. Not that they're all terrible things, but they have some things to figure out.
Yeah.
But for the Warriors, they played great, and they're only going to get better once Klay Thompson's back.
Yeah.
So for them, it's kind of like the only good things we have to figure out are good things, and for the Lakers, there's a lot of behind the scenes that needs to be figured out before they move on with this season.
I mean, we have to realize that this Golden State Warriors team came into the Staples Center without their second best player, 3-point underdogs, and won by 7, and pretty much controlled the end of that game. It was the Lakers probably led for a majority of that game, but down the stretch, the Warriors pulled away with like 8 minutes left, and they kept that lead to like a 7-8 point margin. And credit to Steph Curry, Draymond Green. I mean, those guys stepped up. I thought Jordan Poole looked really good.
He did look good.
He
Put up 20 points.
How many did Green only have 6 points, or am I making that up?
Yeah, but
Something like that.
Draymond's that guy that like he's making an impact with 6 points.
Right.
You know?
And can we talk about why Kent Bazemore had Rondo's number last night? That was kind of making me mad. I ain't gonna lie. Like, why is Kent Bazemore wearing number 9? Like, it just Rondo wearing 4 just looks so wrong to me. I don't know what it is about it, but
Yeah.
The other notable difference was the Warriors went 25 for 30 from the free throw line, and the Lakers were 9 for 19.
I mean, look who's on the Lakers roster. They don't have any good free throw shooters.
Yeah.
No.
LeBron, Rondo,
And they got exposed
Howard,
last
like,
night for it.
They did. That's one of
Game 1.
That's one of the hardest parts for me to watch the Lakers, watch LeBron play, is that he's not a good free throw shooter.
Yeah.
And you just see the GOAT go to the line. You want him to make it. You expect him to make
Right.
it. And, like, when he has 2 shots, I'm expecting him to go 1 for 2 every single time. And he usually does.
Here's the thing about LeBron's team
Better
is
than
that
Simmons.
yeah, I
He
know for
does.
sure.
He
yeah.
does do that, yeah.
The thing about LeBron's teams though, man, is that LeBron could care less about the regular season, right?
He was so unfazed last night.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Especially since we have the play-in tournament, to where now 12 teams can potentially have a playoff spot,
Yeah.
or is it 10?
I think it's 10.
It's 10. Yeah, 10 teams can make the playoffs. And as long as he has a spot, like, you feel confident that LeBron's going to at least go to the conference finals every year, as long as he makes it to the playoffs, right? And that's why I'm not really worried about it right now. I mean, if this is the same situation, like 30 games in, then it might be a problem, right? But as far as like game 1, I'm not really tripping about it at all. So.
And he had to give Russ a good, pep talk after.
Yeah.
Because they were minus 23 in 35 minutes with him on the court, and plus 16 in 13 minutes with him on the bench. It's not a great stat for LJ's guy.
Yeah.
No, you don't like to see it.
It's not. I mean, this is the first time Russ has been a third option, though. So I'm keeping that in mind.
Oh, yeah.
And
He's got to get used to
Russ's
that.
personality is like alpha, like top dog, so it's going to be hard for him to have to sit back.
I mean, you have tons of it. That's the fear of the Lakers team. You have too many.
Yeah, but the fear of it is also why they might win the ring. Like, having Russ as your third best player is like almost unheard of, right? Even at times when Russ makes the team play worse with him on the court, there's still that potential that he, scores 20, 20, and 20. So
I think the biggest impact that Russell Westbrook is going to make on the Lakers is that he's going to allow for LeBron and AD to sit on the bench for some games and, like, sit on the bench for maybe a quarter, maybe a half, and just have Russell Westbrook in as the only superstar and let him do his thing. Because he's been in that situation before where he has role players around him, but not like another superstar.
He's arguably better at that.
He is.
Than fighting the two other superstars.
Exactly. I think Frank Vogel is going to have to find time for Russell Westbrook to be the best player on the court and just do his thing. And I think that's where he's going to make his best impact. And last night was a weird game where AD and LeBron are playing 30-plus minutes, which is not what you're used to seeing in L.A. Once Russell Westbrook's on the court by himself, I think he'll be able to make more of an impact and just put up better numbers than he did last night.
Here's the thing, too, though. It's like, as a Russ fan, he's doing what Lamar Jackson tried to do last year. Everybody talks about how he can't shoot. So he's constantly trying to prove people that he can shoot, right? And that hurts the team because he can't shoot. Just keep it a buck. He can't really shoot like that. And he's trying so hard to reverse that narrative, I guess. And it just makes him not play well. He just plays
what's the comparison to Lamar Jackson?
Because when Lamar was in the league, like, people would say he was just a running back. You know what I'm saying? And he would work so hard to get his passing game right. And he wasn't a good passer a couple of years ago. Now he is, so it's not really a problem anymore. But, like, 2 years ago, he would throw the balls, like, 10 yards behind receivers and stuff like that. So
You know who I wish had that same mentality?
Oh, yeah.
Ben Simmons, shoot the ball. Don't pass up a wide open layup in Game 7.
Yeah, but when you talk about a shooting team, I mean, like, a 3-point team, when they're on, they're unstoppable. And the Warriors, you have Steph, and then you have, two top 15 rookies with good potential, too. And it's like, if you're going 2 for 6 from the 3, that's basically the same as shooting 50% from in the paint. So it's like, why not? Even if you're shooting worse from the 3, you're still getting the same amount of points. So a team, like, that's the power of the 3-point line.
Yeah.
And teams like the Warriors who revolve their game around that are really scary when they're on.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so those were the 2 games last night, but we still have the rest of the league to get their first games in tonight and tomorrow. Some big matchups. Your Sixers are playing the Pelicans.
Mm-hmm.
We got Suns, Nuggets, Celtics, and Knicks.
That'll be a good one.
What are we looking forward to going forward in these first opening games for these teams?
I'm really looking forward to seeing Kay Cunningham play. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
It's on my fantasy team, so I need him to do good. Put him in a parlay for him this week, too, so hopefully I get money from that. But anyways, we don't often see number 1 picks live up to their full potential right away. But I think that Cade is a guy that can do that. He has a game that he just understands basketball so well. It's not like Zion, where Zion was just so much more physically talented than everybody else. But Cade, Cade's obviously 6'8". I mean, he's tall for a point guard, but he just sees the court so well. He can shoot, he can dunk, he can pass. So hopefully with him and Jeremy Grant and those guys in Detroit start to turn around this year, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I mean, I think in his situation going into Detroit, they're going to kind of revolve the team around him and build it around him if he can live up to the hype. I'm excited to see him play. I'm excited to see Suggs, Jalen Suggs play for the Magic. I think that'll be fun as well. How are we feeling about your Sixers? Outside of Simmons.
No, all right, this is my last
still trust
Simmons
the
comment,
process?
and then we're over it.
Okay.
I guess today's Wednesday, so tonight's game I'm not as concerned about. Friday, however, when they're home in Philly, and Simmons is on that bench, and if Doc just wants to fuck with him and be like, I'm throwing you in, that city is about to, like...
I would pay to see that, though.
I mean, it's going to be ruthless.
Yeah.
In that stadium, and I'm just so excited to see this all play out when that man.
I don't think Doc does
in.
that though. I really don't.
You don't think he plays them?
No, at all.
I don't know.
He's a lose-lose. I mean, he sits on the bench. People.
If Ben Simmons is active and warming up, Doc Rivers is going to play him because he's one of the best players on that team.
He is
such a distraction
at
this point. It's just like there's no point to even having him involved in the team anymore. Like.
Yeah. It's like I mean, it's Kyrie. It's the same thing. It's like,
No, it's not the same thing.
I'm just saying you're playing.
Kyrie's actually talented. That's the difference.
Just saying you only play away games. The rhythm's screwed up.
Yeah.
It's a distraction.
Will Kyrie come back though? That's the question. That's really the question. No, you don't think so?
I mean, what does he do?
No,
End his career
I'm
over
shaking my
this?
head out of just like.
Yeah.
Kyrie would do some shit like that though. He would stop playing basketball.
Give it up. Like,
yeah.
Just give it up.
He's
Play.
so damn stubborn.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I don't know what he's gonna do.
But then again, like, I feel like Kyrie does so much for his community outside of basketball. People don't talk about that enough.
That's fair.
But at the end of the day, that doesn't have anything to do with on-court stuff.
No.
If your personality is just sucking in the moment, I can only root for you.
It's just like...
Do the Nets need him to win a championship?
No, they don't.
I don't think
I
they
mean,
need
of the
him.
power three, he's the third guy.
Yeah.
I think...
Here's the thing, though. With KD and James Harden, those are two of the top 5 most prolific offensive threats we've ever seen play basketball.
Mm-hmm.
If they're both hitting, like their role players are like, if Patty Mills is giving us 21 points in the game, like,
yeah.
I have
we
full
need to talk
confidence.
about that man a little more. Patty Mills could be this third guy. We don't know.
Yeah, nah, fuck that. He's not going to be the third guy. Nah. I want to see that, though.
Yeah,
That would
no,
be
I think of the third three, I'd prefer to have Kyrie sitting out of any of the three of them. I mean, I think Harden and Durant are better at almost everything other than maybe ball handling.
Yeah.
And they still have Blake Griffin. I mean, he's not
Right.
as he was, but he can drop 30 if he wanted to anytime
Mm-hmm.
he wanted to. So, yeah.
I don't know. They couldn't beat the Bucks in the Eastern. They couldn't even make it past the Eastern Conference semifinals last year. I'm not too soon to say yes. The Nets are an NBA championship team without Kyrie.
Agreed, but KD was hurt too also. So KD was hurt a little bit. James Harden didn't play, correct? I'm trying to think back to like that. It was like 8 months ago. Or not 8 months ago. But
It was both of them. It was just KD, and then Harden came back for like Game 6.
Yeah, there's just no chemistry.
Yeah.
But if they find that chemistry though,
They're gonna be dangerous.
dangerous to beat, tough to beat.
I'll tell you a team that I do like this year
What's up, tell
in
me
the
about it.
East, Chicago Bulls. The addition of Lonzo Ball. They have some talent there. Alex Caruso, they also signed in free agency to go along with Zach LaVine. DeMar DeRozan also came in. I mean, this Chicago organization is definitely trying to do something fast. They've made some moves. They have their talent, and I think they might be able to make a run in the East.
What are our thoughts on Minnesota-Houston coming up tonight with Anthony Edwards?
I think Ant-Man's
I
just
fucking
gonna.
love Anthony
I
Edwards.
think he's just
I
gonna
love
keep
Anthony
shining.
Edwards.
I think he's
Look,
he's the real deal.
Ant-Man is
The
from my
Timberwolves
city.
are not, but he is.
Ant-Man is from my city, so I gotta support him.
ATO.
He's just like, he's the Marshawn Lynch of basketball. Like, he just has no filter. He says what he wants. He says it how he wants.
That's fair.
I said I wouldn't talk about him anymore, but you know who oddly wants Simmons or is interested is Minnesota. But why would they be so interested
No,
when they
that's
have Anthony
terrible.
Edwards?
Minnesota has a bunch of players that are good, but they don't fit together. That's why they can never win games. Like, they
Yeah.
have Malik Beasley averaged 19 last year. They have D'Angelo Russell, Cat, Anthony Edwards, and they have Jared Culver. So it's like, Jared Culver. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
It's just they have a bunch of guys that aren't going to be able to reach their full potential unless they go elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And ultimately, I think Minnesota kind of goes away from D'Lo and they ship him off somewhere else just because I think they're going to focus their path with Ant-Man instead of D'Lo.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll see how it goes. I mean, I don't expect Minnesota to be a playoff team this year.
No.
Yeah, so-
They're still building.
But Houston, on the other hand, they're just dog water. I mean, they're trash. I mean, it's what it is. I'm excited to see Jalen Green and what he does.
Yeah, not many people know about him because he was in the G League last year.
Yeah.
So
I don't really know about him.
yeah, it'll be interesting to see what he can do.
He had a cold high school mixtape that you should go watch. It's fire. He went to the G League instead of going to college. Which,
And there's a reason he was the number 2 pick.
yeah, no, for sure. He has bounce for sure. Like, he's got crazy hops. What team did he play for in the G League? Let's look that up right now. Let's see.
The Ignite, the team that all the top players were playing on.
Yeah.
What other G League players are notable this season?
I mean, that's a good question. Well, let's pull up the draft from last year.
Because
Yeah.
I need to educate myself on some of these G League guys.
Yeah.
G League players.
I mean, Jalen Green will be fun to watch. I mean, there's a ton of young guys from last year's draft. I already mentioned Jalen Suggs for the Magic, and then they got Wagner on that team too. 2 top 10 picks. I think the young guys will be fun to watch. Rookie of the Year is going to be a long battle throughout the season. I think it's going to be fought out between Cade Cunningham and Jalen Green. Obviously, those are the front runners now, and that could change, but I think it's kind of up in the air on who's going to win Rookie of the Year. Whereas last year was kind of like, all right, Ant-Man, like, he's looking pretty good to be number one from the start just because he was on one all season, just going off.
My Thunder opened up with the Jazz. I'm excited to see Josh Giddey play. He went off in preseason in the summer league, so I'm excited to see how he fits in with Shea and Lou Dort and Darius Bazley. We play Utah, so I'm not expecting us to win. It's at Utah. Clarkson's finna go crazy, and Mitchell and all those guys over there, but hopefully we can. As long as we show improvement, that's all I care about. I don't want to be. I don't want to be third in the West. I don't want to be third in the West.
Sweet LJ.
I don't expect.
As long as we
those
show
are the wise words of a losing team.
I don't expect the Thunder to be a playoff team.
As long as everybody has fun.
As long as everyone has fun.
I'm being realistic, okay? I'm not one of those fans that like tries to be like, I'm gonna make the playoffs this year. Right. Like, no, we're not gonna do shit this year for real. Right. If we get above 35 wins, I'll be happy. That's a low ass standard.
I mean,
the bar is so
when
low.
you finish 22-50, second to last in the Western Conference, and you're just hoping for improvement, that's when you know you're rebuilding.
Everyone rebuilds. It's part of the game. No shame in it. Trust the process.
It's not basketball, but the Braves, bro. I gotta talk about it real quick. They're relevant. The games last night, we had the game last night.
We had 2 NBA games and the Braves game going on at the same time.
There's a lot going on.
I love October.
I'm upset, though.
I fucking love October. And we're not even talking about football.
All of it.
It's just
I'm upset.
Pumpkin spice cold brew? Are you kidding me? I love this month.
Kinsey's
she literally went
in
to
the
Starbucks
studio
right before this.
We were waiting on her because she had to go get her pumpkin
we have to tell you
spice latte.
So, all right, me and Taft have something to tell you. I don't want you to be upset with us, but yesterday we were at the soccer field shooting something for class, and on our way home, to my left is the pumpkin patch that's set up at the church, and I thought to myself, I kind of want a pumpkin. And I look at Taft, and Taft's looking at me, and we're like, should we turn around and get pumpkins? So
we went and got pumpkins.
We got pumpkins.
It was just a beautiful church with pumpkins everywhere.
It was just a nice
fall
afternoon. I was feeling
I didn't have a pumpkin. Did you have a pumpkin? Do we have pumpkins now?
We have pumpkins now, and he has a mini one called a Weebie.
Did y'all get flicks at least, like pictures and nothing like that? No.
It was just so spontaneous.
It was like that's like too coupley, low key. I don't think that would.
Yeah.
No.
Low key, if you take pictures of the pumpkin.
That's just how much chemistry. That's how much chemistry our podcast has. We get pumpkins.
We should carve one with the logo.
Midday pumpkin runs. That's actually a great idea, actually. I'm down for that.
That'd be gas.
It's definitely so much harder than we think it is.
Turn on the NBA tonight, carve our logo.
How do you even carve pumpkins in the first place? I have no idea how to carve
You never
pumpkins.
carved a pumpkin?
No. We don't.
Is that a joke?
No, I'm being dead ass. My family does not celebrate holidays. So, like, we don't even do any of that. Like, we don't celebrate Christmas. We celebrate Easter. That's it. Easter, but no Christmas, no Thanksgiving, no Halloween, no 4th of July.
I'm sorry.
Is that like... There's something against it all?
Nah, it's not. It's just like, I don't know.
Okay, well, you can carve your first pumpkin at my house.
Look, it's because, like, this is going to low-key sound a little bit, like, depressing. I'm not going to get too far into it, but, like, a lot of shit has happened to my family to where we appreciate each other's company, and that's enough. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So we don't really take away from, like, we don't really care about the gifts and whatnot, but it's still a fun thing to do, though. Don't get me wrong. I want to do it. Like, the whole...
That's nuts. Have you seen on TikTok that people were using pressure washers?
I did see
carve
that.
pumpkin. And
then it comes
fun as hell, the water comes goring out of the mouth, like.
Of the pumpkin?
Yeah. I was telling Taft, I use power drills. I just make a bunch of little holes to the point where it's just
can
like.
you imagine her with a power drill?
I put my goggles on. I'm like.
Ken's the carpenter. I'm dead.
No, I have some great designs out of it. I gotta show you guys my work.
Plus, when I was like 8 years old, I was already like 5'6", like 5'5".
Okay.
So when I trick or treated, people thought I was like 16
you
already.
You were like
so
that guy.
I would never get candy anyway. So there was no point to even go out.
That breaks my heart. I feel like that's the sad part of like a movie, and then like you become the villain of like Halloween because no one would give you candy when you were younger.
Okay, a villain. No, put this hoodie on. No cap.
Yeah, shit, we got a new character in here.
Yeah, brand new character.
Wow.
What would my villain name be, Todd?
LJ.
I need some
LJ the Killer.
alliteration.
Okay.
Wait, what'd you just say?
LJ the Killer.
Pretty straightforward.
Nah.
I don't know.
I need. That's like a shower
Dark.
thought. That
It's
needs
a
one
shower
time,
thought.
like right now.
What defines a shower thought, though? I'm
It's
curious.
just things that take like a lot longer than an instantaneous.
It's things that come to you kind of on the fly.
Are y'all shower singers?
No.
No.
Yeah.
I am too. I ain't lie. I am too.
Yeah,
Like
I'm more of a shower dancer.
I'm definitely a
I'll be,
car
like,
singer.
putting my
No,
air
same.
guitar,
I'll be like
piano,
hitting the
yeah.
fucking hit them folks
Turn
in the
on
shower.
Surfaces. If anyone listens to Surfaces, I'll hit the
I
piano
love
in the shower.
Surfaces.
Yeah.
Interesting. I'm definitely a car singer, but I wouldn't say a shower singer.
Car rides be lit sometimes.
Car rides,
Get the
yeah.
right song, the right people in the
We
car.
did have
Yeah,
we
we
did
were
have
bumping up-
immaculate vibes
What was the song?
on the way to the pumpkin
Windows
patch.
down, pumpkins buckled up in the back seat.
We were playing
Everything.
The song
Little
matters,
Billy
though.
Joel.
Billy Joel.
Okay, y'all lost me on that. I ain't gonna lie. Y'all lost me on that.
What was the first song we played?
We played Silver Lining by Mount Joy, which is a great song.
That was a good song.
I don't-
1999.
Mhm.
Nothing
Good
about
song, good
any of
song.
these songs.
And then the first song is called Come Down by AGR. Or Come Down by somebody.
Are these all like country songs?
No.
No.
They're like, it's like alt rock music.
You
I ain't
know,
gonna
I
lie.
actually really like country music. I hate
Come
it.
Down by
Originally,
Anderson.
but I
Anderson.
like
Philly girl likes country
I do.
music.
It grew on me, and then I would like
Grew
me and
on
my
you?
sister would like bring it home, and my dad would be like, "What the hell?" Are
Oh,
you playing?"
we're in
I
Georgia
can just
right
imagine
now. It's the weirdest thing, but the friends that appreciate country the most out of my entire friend group are the guys from up north. My friends,
There's a- yeah, people
friend from
like-
Philly, 2 friends from New York, and they fucking love country. We're going to a Riley Green concert next week.
Is it
You're
because
going?
it's
Yes,
like
yeah.
new to them? Is that why? Like it's like a
Maybe.
new genre? I don't know.
That's like country for me is like I don't know what to play. Like I'm dry out of songs. Like I can always throw on country.
I'm a country fan.
No,
While we're on the topic of car rides, have y'all ever like been driving and y'all just zone out for like 5 whole minutes
And you don't know
and
how
then
the
you
hell
don't
you got
realize
to
how
where you
you're
were?
still alive unless
Yeah.
like
You're like, hell yeah.
I've been
Yeah.
thinking
I don't
about
remember
like
my last 3 turns. but
I've
I'm
been
still
thinking
here.
about LeBron's fadeaway shot like for the last 10 minutes. Like how can I even like be driving straight right now?
Kins would just go for hours just thinking about Ben Simmons, and she'd be like, "Where the
Yeah.
fuck am I?" I
Work myself
Or
up. Wall.
Tyrese Maxey for that matter.
Mhm.
Just daydreaming about Tyrese Maxey.
I am always daydreaming about Tyrese. I hope he gets a lot of minutes this week.
We'll
It's
It's
see.
gonna
gonna be
nice.
in between
We'll-
him and
we'll see
Millen,
tonight.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm rooting for him. I think he has potential. I hope he's single.
I'm dead.
There it is. Kinsey had to do the plug.
Girl can dream, guys.
That's fine.
Anyways, y'all follow us on our social medias. I don't even know what they are.
Kansas running the social
Kansas has
media.
them.
We
Let
got
me Instagram full court press __. Twitter is FCP podcast _ and TikTok is one of the variations.
Those will be at the bottom of the description and probably in the corner of this video as well. So y'all be on the lookout for that. But yeah, man, that's gonna do it.
That's gonna do it. We got more to come.
Hell yeah.
It's just the beginning.